Hey Venom, how you doing, dude? You good? Kind of done myself no favors today. I've been building for about 4 hours, and I should have streamed, but it was so nice having a bit of better frame rate. Noticed the frame rate's dropping when streaming, so it was quite nice to build without that, if you know what I mean, or with that, however you want to say it. And how's your day, dude? Anyway, you good? Good. So I thought I'd just do a little stream, a walk in the park, and whoever fancies joining and having a chat, catch up, you know. But the cool thing about having a walk in the park is something I do a lot off stream more than anything. And that's more to make sure everything's right height. There's no clipping, no glitching, no nothing, you know. So what we'll do is we'll do this and we'll go around and mop up and sort things out, if you know what I mean, if there are things. I think I've built it pretty well. I've tried to do it right from the initial outset, you know. But cup of tea. So I thought we'd do a bit like day night work kind of look, you know. It is looking good. This tree here with this flower bed, that's new, by the way. It hasn't been there all the time. Put that there about last week, I think it was. And it perfectly blocks off the dragon coasters and that view through. But it also still gives you a teeny weeny bit of it over the top. Plus you get more of the teacups now. So yeah. Yeah, it looks so good. Not sure what to do with these areas. Like, I don't know if just to kind of like subtly light it, like I have done on that back wall. You know what I mean? Like the rock work around here just looks a bit quiet. If you know what I mean? Castle's looking good. Love how the street is looking. Oh, you see the coast going through there. Do you see that? It's a bit of blue and yellow. Oh, he's looking good. Plus we get to go on some rides for a change, instead of building. Well, we've got about 500 guests in the park, just walking around, enjoying their evening. Very true. I just thought maybe like just a little bit of warm lighting, you know, just a little bit. Too much. There you go. Bang, 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 bang. Bing. It's simple, but it works, you know. Queue looks good though. I like this station. Kind of feels like Space Drop from Thunderland. if I'm honest. Speed up for us, eh, guys? Still got to finish this off. I haven't fully finished it, but it's 90% there now, which is good. It's not. How can I put it? It is challenging, but at the same time, it's good fun because it's simple. If you know what I mean. I love this room. Do you know what? That's one film I've never seen. That's the one with Sam Neill in, isn't it? I've never seen that. Don't know why I've never watched it. I've just, I think maybe someone said it wasn't that great a film, and I just haven't, you know, got around to watching it, kind of thing. But that does work. It does the job. It really does. I think there's much else you can. Sorry, guys, I'm just moving my mic around. Just trying to get it so that I don't have to lean. You know what I mean? It looks good. You know, like even this exit line, it's just simple, but it's you know, does the job. We're going to go on the people mover. Nope. Wonder what we're going to go on then. Probably Space Mountain. We reckon. I hope everything's alright stream-wise, your end volumes and everything. Hope everything's good. I've just never seen it. I don't know why. I've just, you know, I've flicked past it. I could probably say I've flicked past it 100 times, if you know what I mean. But I've just never, I don't know, I've just never clicked on it. I don't know why. I think it's, I don't know. Sam Neill's good in a lot of stuff, but sometimes you watch him and it's like, I don't know. I just don't know why I haven't clicked on it, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know what to do in here. It feels a little bit bland. Cheers, buddy. Kind of graphics cards warmed up now, settled down. And it looks like the stream's pretty good your end. I'm only on 720p. What's that? Just double check. Oh, let me phone. There we go. Yeah, the thing I love about this view is the people mover. You know, you've got two in there. You've got the coasters going round. It's not a bad coaster. It's just not brilliant, you know. But I like this walkway, now that I've lit it up. And the fact that there's hardly any light the other side, it works quite well. It's just a shame the top of that loop there and the top of the lift hill were showing some moonlight for some reason. Which is very strange. Mind you, it's doing it at the top there as well, so there must be somewhere's letting some in. Ugh. Have a look into that. That's why I always do it in quarters. You know, I always select it from the castle and I do it in quarters, because if you do anything more than about 40,000, well, if you do try and do the whole lot, your game just crashes. There's no point trying to try and do the whole lot at once. Always do it in quarters, dude. Best way to do it, mate. I just got to sort those lights out, because that light bleed's doing my nutting. I've got to figure that one out. I don't know. That's them there. Hey Scar, how are you? Oh blimey, that was a big part then, mate. I'm still really not sure about that, you know. Papa Janky. How much? 247,000 pieces. Are you for real? Dude, that'd be like a slideshow. I mean, amazing, congrats, but oh my days. Really? You're a Planco killer, Phantom. You're the killer machine. I think the biggest park I've ever opened up was about 150,000 parts, and that was on I think that was on the last setup where we did the upgrade. And I was getting about 5-7 frames a second. It just, yeah, not great. Well, you never know now though. But my issue I'm finding now, I've done a video that's going live tomorrow evening, guys. It's only a POV of one of the rides. I'll let you wait in anticipation to find out which one. But it'd be good to see what some parts are like now with the new setup. But yeah, the issue I'm having now is I tried recording and playing and editing at the same time. And it was quite interesting when I was exporting the video. The graphics card was running at 13%. And this was processing a 4K video. Where the CPU was at 100. So the games are fine. It's just I can't game and what do you call it? Edit at the same time. Which is a bit of a pain. But the only way of making that any better, believe it or not, you could look at the 5900X or the 5950X chip. But they're only like 10% better overall to this chip. So I was kind of sat there going, 400 quid for 10% better? Nah. So gonna stick with it for some time. Gotta pay everything else off first. And then next year, hopefully. Still runs smooth. What computer you got, Phantom? Jeez. 247,000, it still runs smooth. You must have an absolute Terminator of a machine then, mate. I still sit here and, you know, even with the 4080, I still think it should be a bit better than this, but there's no stress on the 4080. I mean, I'm looking at it now, and it's, where is it? Performance, 40%, 38%, 40%, CPU at 70%. Memory 36% used. So how do you make it run better? That's what I don't understand. Because I've got loads of power left, or whatever you want to call it, processing power left, but it's just doing what it's doing. So how do you make it run smoother? That's what I don't quite understand. I mean, if you're running at 247,000 pieces and it's running smooth, how am I at 16 frames a second with 115? But then nothing's at 100%. Everything's fairly stable. 39% GPU, 70% CPU. Memory only using a third of it. We really don't want to go on that again, do we? I just find it strange. Do I have to overclock things? Is that what it is? I mean, they're all going to Astro Blasters. Where's she off to? Pirate Getaway at night time. Right, I've done all the supports for the track now on this. That's what I've been doing today. Trying to just kind of get that ride finished, because then it will spur me on to get everything else finished. But it's like here now, 20, 23, 22 frames a second, and to me that looks beautiful. That's running fine, you know. What graphics card you got then, Phantom? And CPU? Because I don't get how I've got this kind of setup and I'm not getting the performance you guys say you get. There was someone the other week when I was saying I was getting 30 frames, and it's like, oh, I'll get 70 or something. And I'm sat there going, how'd you get, how? I mean, how? How'd you do that? Maybe it's just me. Sorry, Scarlett, I totally missed. Been catching on Moomin's contest vids. I've got 4 or 5 left to watch. Then I'm rewatching top 10 to narrow it down for voting. I haven't looked at any, to be honest with you. I've seen the thumbnails because I subscribed to him. I just haven't got around to watching any of them. Don't know why. To be honest, I haven't had much time. I haven't been really watching any YouTube because it's been at work, and then when I get home, it's kind of like, you know, get ready, do a stream for you guys when I can do it. I've changed the music on this ride because I thought actually let's try and make it a little bit more kind of happy, comical, getting out of jail kind of thing. So I hope it makes sense. We'll have to have a look. Yeah. Wow, 38. You've been busy, Scar. It must be, what, 15, 20 minutes long? Half hour at times, I think. Moving's quite good like that. Yeah, I just don't get it, Phantom, you know. I got a 4080 and then... Hey, Simbo. Well, share the video, buddy. You feel as though you can help, my man? I think a lot more people would enjoy this park, you know. But like you say, trying to get everybody to watch. I'm glad you're enjoying it though, dude. Welcome to the channel. Going for a little walk around the park this evening. Just going to have a look around and make sure there's no clipping. You know, I haven't left a piece just hanging in the air and stuff like that. But in here, it does need a little bit more light, a little bit more colour. Just give it a little bit more of a vibe. Like I say, I've changed the music to make it feel a little bit more happy. Kind of like, you know, a bit Jack Sparrow-y, get away from the redcoats kind of thing. I may speed this little bit of track up just by a mile an hour or two. Just because it is a bit slow going through there. But yeah, guys, share the video if you want. You know, only me. I love the view of that tunnel. Awesome. Yeah, you'll be able to see the supports as we go around. There's a bit of a unique one just underneath us now, but I'll show you that in a little bit. You can see there as you come out the loop, and here we've got supports going down now, so that's all done. Had to readjust the supports here because they actually weren't on the track for some reason, so that's all done. And then done the supports all around this area as well, just here and all the way underneath here and up this wall, and then a little bit coming down here into the harbour as well. You can see a support off to the right there and so forth. So it feels a lot more kind of all done after Dan pointing out the supports last week. So it's just another step towards being finished, guys. And this cave, let me know your thoughts, because I think it feels just a little bit bland. You know, I'll just use colour. I've tried to use the terrain to make it look like it's got rock work, but I've got a feeling we're going to have to stick some rocks in there. That was cool with the explosion. What I might actually do there is link the explosions to the coaster as well, because it would look quite good even if you were coming down the hill on the boat and the explosion going off, you know, randomly. But then you could get like a double explosion as well, which would look pretty cool. So, do that at some point. I've got to sort this bit of wall out on the left here. It's sticking out for some reason. Actually, I'll do that now. Where is that? Is here. That's that done. A bit of wall sticking through there. What the? Funny what you see from my view, isn't it, really? And you don't see it when you're building it. Very strange. La Bomba. Well, congrats on it being your first blueprint, mate. Is that anything to do with a snowman that you mentioned? And Scarlet, I do try my hardest. I mean, in here, it feels insane. But that's all I've ever tried to do in the game, you know, make it feel as real as possible, but with the Planco feel, and, you know, it's got that. This is, I'm going to be honest, not big-headed, this is my best build. There's no doubt about it. You see, I say that. I think from a coaster point of view, I prefer Wonderland Adventure Valley. But from a complete theme park immersion, this takes it 10 steps further than that park ever could. But then saying that, I could go back to it and, you know, really... well, you have to pop me the link, buddy. But I could go back to that, you know, and do a volume 2 and just make it something crazy, but then it would be beyond most people's reach of being able to use it. And, you know, I was half tempted at Christmas to skin it Christmas themed, you know. And I might actually do that with this. Yeah, you need to let me know, buddy, and I'll get it in the pot. If that's still the same thing we're talking about at the same time here. Yeah. I'd love to do that. Reskin and just put loads of those reefs everywhere, you know. Make loads of different arrangements of it and stuff. That'd be quite cool. Obviously, you wouldn't have to do the rides. You could just do, you know, the walkways and bits and bobs. You know, lampposts would have Christmas wreaths on it and stuff in the shops and just little bits all over the place. I think it would look really, really cool. Maybe that's what I'll do after this. Once this is finished, I'll then skin it as a Christmas one. And upload both of them, and, you know, whoever can enjoy them can. You know what I mean? I think Phantom, you'll be loving the crap out of this part, mate. Going by the sounds of your computer. But that roof does look alright. That's kind of just covers all that off. That all looks good. I love the levels there, just the walkways going across the top, around at the bottom, through you know, through the bottom bit there. It just, this is so good. I love it. Oh, we're going to be third row. Yeah, they normally they actually only enjoy them on Johnny's channel. Oh, that's a bad view. That's a really bad view. Let's pause it. Let's be this guy. Yeah, all I'm going to start doing, guys, is just doing little videos, have them scheduled coming out every night, you know, just so that you guys have got something from me to have a look at that. And it might just be, how can I put it? the most random little bit of building or something, you know? I think I need to time those lights with the lightning strikes because it looks a little bit odd. Yeah, the crazy thing about Thunderland actually is quite cool is that it's still getting like 10 to 15 downloads a day, which is insane. And it's now 5 stars on Steam. So my first ever blueprint was 5 stars. That's pretty cool. It's nice to have. But everything looks good in here anyway. I'm happy with it now. I think there's only a few bits I've got to do. I've got to sort out the treasure. I so much prefer this area now. We've got some foliage in here with the trees. This makes it feel even more grounded. And then when the explosion goes off, it all lights up, creates loads of different light levels. And as you pass, it fades away. The ship comes into view. Explosion with the palm trees. So much going on. It's awesome. And the only bit I'm struggling with actually is this lift hill. I can't quite fathom out why. I've got speakers all through the left here and all through the right here, yet you can barely hear the music. And then as you hit the lift hill, you intermittently get the water jets, as you guys can hear. So I'm really not sure what's going on and how to sort that, if you know what I mean. Which it does ruin the ride, so I'm not sure what I've got to do. I think maybe take the speakers away and see how it sounds without the music, because maybe I've just got a bug where the position of the speakers is in the same bit, you know, as the output of the jets. I know it sounds stupid, but it's the way the game works. You can have a speaker right next to your head and sometimes you can't even hear it. So yeah, my thoughts are, is this explosion on the left here, as you come through on the coaster, we might as well do it as well at the same time, because one, you get the effect of on the coaster, but at the same time, if we're coming down the left here and the coaster goes through, you also get a double whammy, double bubble for your money, you know. I think it looks cool in here. I just got to change up this treasure. I'm not happy with it. I don't like it. It was a blueprint. I just want to put it in there, see how it felt, and what I'll do is I'll use the bits off it to do something else. And I've just got to finish off some rock work in here, basically, and it's pretty much done. So yeah, that's the pirate's adventure for you guys. What a pirate adventure, or pirate adventure I've actually called it, not even a or the, just call it pirate adventure. Good grammar there, right? And Johnny has all his exit signs this time. That's covered. He'll probably miss every single one, like he did in Thunderland. I can't remember what it was. What was it? It was Ghost, where he went up it. As you literally, you're about to go down the steps on the left-hand side, there's an exit sign. There's exit. And then exactly the same for the runaway mine train. As he walks along the kind of upper deck, literally as you enter it, I think there's 2 signs there actually that say exit. So, but anyway. Hopefully you'll see this exit sign as well. Just Scarlet. I'm glad you all enjoy it. It's, you know, I only ever do it to share. I'm just happy that there potentially is a result. Phantom is so funny, dude. I'm just happy that there's a potential way of earning some extra money as well. And I don't mean to sound too ungrateful there, but what I mean by that is the channel's growing that well. You know, if it carries on the way it's going, hopefully in about a month's time I'll qualify. So, you know, I can only thank you guys so much. Because that's going to help pay for the upgrades that I've done to be able to get the channel to where it is and be able to build what I build. So, you know, I appreciate everybody. Michael, Phantom, Scarlet, and everybody really. Nice to know, Seb. The thing that I really love about this park is that all the layouts, none of them are the same as real life or anything like that. Not based on anything. It's literally, you see that Armada, that track layout, if you go back to, I don't know, stream 30, stream 20, you'll probably see it. And it's exactly the same layout. And it was just built the way it was. I thought, I'll have Lift Hill there, I'll go around there and I'll do that. And I'll have a castle there and stuff. And then over time, it's just developed. And the last month and a half, we've been focusing on it a lot. But I love how this island's come out now around the centre, where we had that bare for so long. Just having that upright has just given that such a beautiful look. And with the flower beds just here in front, with the rock work and the cacti, with the different levels, different distances on the lamppost, the tree coming in, you got the boat in the background coming around the corner. The train, oh, look at it. Guys, that is what I talk about when I mean levels. And going back to Scarlett's comment a little while ago, that feels to me real. It really, really does. And you do, you lose yourself because that doesn't look like Planet Coaster at all to me. Not now with this card. And then you got the bridge in the background with the ropes, and then you got the building behind Big Thunder there where the upright is in the middle of the screen that's not lit up yet. They'll have some lights on it. And then just how this pier comes in on the right hand side. And then there's Big Thunder coming through. And then you got just as good an area just here. I love this building. Totally over the top building just for toilets and a seating area, but it's it looks good. Looks like we're going on the Haunted Mansion, guys, for a ride. And I had a little go on this because we haven't, I don't think I've had a go on this since I've got the new graphics card. I don't think. And it looks amazing. Just all this looks amazing. Just the crispness of the gates, everything. It just... You could list it all day, Scarlet, and that's what I've tried to do. Just cover literally everything. The distancing. I mean, look at that. You're in a haunted area, but you've got Big Thunder in the background. And the boat. And you look to the right, and you got this great building. And guys, I really don't mean to sound big-headed. Please don't think I am. I'm just enjoying what we've all built because you guys have made recommendations. Things have gone into the park. The things I build you all appreciate, and you know, I appreciate your opinions as well, because if it weren't for you guys, it wouldn't be what it is. You know, sometimes you build something and you look at it and you think it just does not look right. It does not look right. And I'll spend hours off stream trying to make something look right. And you're never happy with it. And there's a couple of things in this park actually that I'm not happy with. I'm not going to say what they are, but you guys seem to think they're perfect, so I leave them as they are, you know? But like with the Topspin Phantom, that waterfall recommendation was just perfect. It's about manipulating them and making it into something like this. I think Semble, you'll like this, mate. I hope. I love this. Absolutely love it. It's I remember in Thunderland when I was building the steampunk area, and where I put the glazed bowed roof. Well, I think Snowy recommended the glazed roof, and then said, you know, do some support uprights and do some straps coming down holding it up. And you look at that building now, every time I look at that building, I just look at it and I think Snowy said about that. And then that led to the arches over the small bits of path, the glazed areas and stuff. And it just transformed the building completely. And that's why I always say, if it wasn't for you guys, half the park, well, not half the park, maybe a quarter of the park wouldn't be what it is. And that's why I love streaming, guys. Sorry about the wait here. It's worth the wait. Hope you enjoy, guys. I'm going to keep quiet. Hey Dan, just staying quiet through this ride, mate, but welcome to the stream and thank you for joining. Well, there you go, guys. Yeah, those green lights are quite effective as you come through. What I've done between each section, well, most sections apart from the church to the graveyard, is kind of blacked off the transition. And as you come into that last section, you're actually going up a hill there, even though it doesn't feel like it, back into the station. So I built everything on the slant. Everybody wondered why I did it, and in the end it came out really well with the corridors, and added Slimer in there just for an added effect, really. And I think he works well. I don't think he needs to be a part of it anymore. I just need to refine it. So we got the odd flickering light here in the exit way. I love the vibe of this. I've even put sofas in and they sit on them. I put a bench underneath it. They don't glitch too bad. And where they don't walk there, I've put the clock in along with the chairs and just a little Theme Maker Toolkit candle. Just sets the vibe with the books on the shelves. And then you kind of walk back out into the plaza area, basically. Toilets to the left and a staff room just on the right around the corner here. You don't really see it as you walk out, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of just there, the staff room. And then you're back out into the main plaza. Just works really well. And to think, when I did the speed build of that, I didn't have a clue what I was going to do ride-wise. And I can't remember when that speed build was done, to be honest. But yeah, it's a long way since then. If you guys want to go on anything in particular, just say, and we can just shoot over there. But the whole point to walking around is to make sure that there's no beams out of place and the lighting's correct, music's good. They don't walk through any walls or anything. What do you think about the Theme Maker's Toolkit? I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Because if you use too much of it, it really does... how can I put it? It really does lag the game out. But then if you're strategic about what you use... I mean, I've used quite a bit in this park. But that's more than anything, it's beams... the Disney quotes, the partners statue. I am contemplating bringing in some characters, but I don't know. I may or may not. I don't really want it to be regarded as a Disney park, even though it kind of is, if you know what I mean. It's only inspired. Yeah, 8 months ago that was. Crikey. It's had a good couple of thousand views as well, which is nice. My most watched video ever. The issue is now with the speed builds is there's not something that I'm building for long enough to be able to do one properly. You know what I mean? You probably could say, yeah, I could do it on Thunder Mountain, finishing it off and do the speed build and stuff, but the time it takes to put it all together and everything is mainly the reason why I speed build, because do the live streams really, purely because it's just less time consuming. And you guys get to see it. You get to make recommendations as well. So, benefits us all round. I wonder where we're going now. I can't remember what is my most video. I think that's... Oh no, my most viewed video is my first ever dart ride. It's shocking. It was so bad. Where is it? It was so bad, guys. Videos, most popular. Here it is. This was my first ever. I think that's it. No, that's not it. Where'd it go? Got me. This was my first attempt ever at a dart ride, so please don't laugh. It's a fun little watch. It was basically meant to be a just like a travelling haunted ghost ride, you know, that's kind of all it was. And then halfway through building it, they brought out the Ghostbusters pack, so I then incorporated Ghostbusters, but we don't want to go on this again. They love it. They absolutely love it. I want to go on Big Thunder. It's open, isn't it? Yeah. Where's no one going on Big Thunder? Ah, here we are. This is looking good now. Hello, mate. Got yourself a crown? I love this tune. For a Western area, it just works so well. It really, really does. And just having little things like that, just in the rocks, it looks so real. I love it. I love it. I've got to put some lighting around there for the nighttime aspect. You've got the boilers. Train goes out, does a little whistle. And I'm loving this station now. It's 10 times better than it did. And the views out from it, I mean, this is amazing. Look at that. And guys, I really don't mean to sound big-headed. I really don't. It just looks awesome. It's amazing how just a few planks in the ceiling can make such a difference. Yeah, very true. Very true. I've never bothered doing it the other way, to be honest with you. Never done it the other way. Never messed about, if you know what I mean. Maybe we should. Should we see if we can build the tallest coaster ever and the most amount of loops? See how many loops we can do and then ride it. Open up a clean map so we get like 130 frames a second. Should we do that, guys? Have a laugh. I just love this tune. I could listen to this tune all day. No matter how repetitive it is, I adore it. It set the scene so well for the Western area and Adventure Park, and it's done it again for this. Choo choo. Again, this is a work in progress, so lighting, etc. Again, it's going to be all lit up like the rocks are here around, so we'll get there eventually. I'd do that now, actually, for the bits that are done. It's just a shame this Planco path. Why, what's up with the path? What have I done? What's wrong with the path? Okay. It is insanely funny, and it's also insane how many views his videos get. I mean, the guy's as rich as, literally. It's insane. Alright, sorry Dan, it just come out of nowhere, mate. That's all. That lift hill feels a little bit slow. Let's game it out then. Millions and millions and millions, tens of millions of views on everything he does. It's insane. And I know the earning potential, so if you roughly get about 17 million views, that's about £25,000. So if you put into perspective, I don't know what that is, but you know, if you get 170 million views, you're earning £250,000. It's a lot of money. Not that I'd ever get that. I like me 10, 11 viewers. Appreciate every single one of you. Don't need millions. Just sharing a passion, guys. Sharing a passion. Yeah, the guests will trundle all the way down until they come to a stop, I think it is. But I've never done it. I've just never messed around with it, if you know what I mean. What I don't understand is how he manages to get so many tens of thousands of guests in an empty park. Because how do you do that? I don't know how you do that. I mean, we only get 15,000 guests in this whole park. So I find that a little bit strange. But I think it was the last one, wasn't it? He did loads of paving so that it took like a year for the people to get to the actual entrance to the park, I think it was. Which was quite funny. I preferred his one. I think it was not last year, the one before, where it's got the Dart Ride purple cat at the thing on his thumbnail. I think that one was pretty cool. Where are all the peeps? Going on Canyon. Haunted Mansion again. Where's this lad going? Gold Fever. Let's have a go on the old swinging mine train. I thought the inhumane one of the unethical zoo was quite interesting as well, where he had about 1 million giraffes in the little pen. How on earth the game didn't go pop, I don't know. It's like when he does all the fireworks, it's hilarious. It's literally like half a frame a second. Oh, is that what it is? Totally forgot about that. Yes. I wonder how many people we get then. Considering we had 15, I think the record's 15 and a half. Who's up for doing it? I never knew you could do that. What's that? Zoo cheat codes? Maybe 86 centimeters. Oh yeah, but mate, everything in this park is done. It's 100%. 64 gig of RAM to power his new video ideas. Blimey, that's insane. 64 gig. I mean, I'm only ever using 10 to 13 of the 32 I have, so kind of sit there and think there's no point getting 64 gig. I'll see what it's like there. Sorry for the free save, guys. I have to do it. Too many times has this game failed on me and I've lost all my work. I don't like when it happens. I hate it. I don't open Planet Coaster for like 2 months after because I'm so upset. But seriously, it does my nutting when it happens. Start campaign, start campaign, start campaign, max all out, done. else are we doing? Opening it up. Boom. Turn on the trains and the people movers. And then we'll get more people in. And then we'll fast forward the hell out of it. See how many beer guys we get, guys. Put it in day mode. See how many we get. Cheers for joining the stream though, guys. Constantly having 10. It is appreciated, genuinely. Helping the channel getting to go up there. And some pennies to pay for this new graphics card that you're all enjoying. Literally. Who's that geezer? Lewis Davidson. Opening and closing times. I don't think that really matters, does it? Because you have the time fixed. I don't know. Does that counter that? Don't know if that makes a difference, does it? Mass is coming. You wait till they all exit, mate. I love how they queue up for this station, though. Well, cool. So yeah, theme maker toolkit items. This is theme maker. Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. Typical Disney quote. Got the partners statue. Just there. Trying to think theme maker toolkit wise, it's more than anything, it's plaster, beams, and we've got 2 dragons. Obviously, got the partner statue and that little sign. These bits here, which are awesome. This kind of arched piece here, that's the theme maker toolkit, called the MDPC fan _ open carousel arch lit. There you go. Awesome piece that was, and that's been implemented here and on the teacups. It looks totally different on the teacups. Change colours up, change the design of obviously how you do it, and yeah. Did a couple of dragons. Where are they? Here. They were perfect for what I wanted. Hydro beams I use mostly, yeah. Obviously this whole ruin area, all this stuff is this theme maker toolkit. None of this, none of this, none of this. I've got the Haunted Mansion sign, that is theme maker. The only other theme maker bit are the little plaster pieces, so that I've used to top off the wall. Everything else is pretty much standard there. The western area is pretty much all standard, apart from the ceilings, or the roofs, should I say. That is, what do we call it? The plaster stuff. But I'd probably say 90, ignoring the plaster, because the plaster is more just trimming. But in respect of theme maker toolkit, I'd probably say 99% normal pieces, if you know what I mean. It's just plaster and the odd little bits, like in here with this writing, mainly letters, to be honest with you. I have put the little Mickey fast pass thing in. I haven't done it here. But we're at 3,500 guests at the minute. Yeah, we opened up the park the other week and it got to 15,500. So if the marketing makes a huge difference, obviously we know that works. But 15,500 it maxed out at, literally. They'll pour in for about 20 minutes in fast forward mode. Yeah, it was 15,500 I think it topped out at when we did it. It did take a little while, but there is one massive advantage to having that amount of people in the park. You literally do see if there's any glitching. So, you know, your corners and everything else. You can make sure everything's done. And I know there is here, I've got to... Is it here? Oh, they don't glitch. Cool. Alright, I've already done that then. You know, it's just making sure everything works. There are benches underneath this ledge as well. So if they want to sit down, they can. I don't know if marketing's enabled actually. I didn't know. No, it doesn't matter. It's a standard thing. There is no marketing enabled, is there? No. I didn't think there was that. I didn't think there was that. I was kind of like, what? Why are they glitching out? Sorry, guys. Where are we now? So at 5,000 and climbing. Yeah, I've done them. The top. Well, I did have them. Go in. Probably run out now. Marketing. Oh no, still going. Auto renew. So there you go. Oh, did you phantom? Then you'd see a frame count loss, trust me. We're in fast forward and we got 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10 FPS. But when I have a look at the old computer, CPU 67%, graphics 31, and memory 39 of 32%, 39% of 32 gig. So how these people get, how you get these things, I don't know how you get these extra frames, because I'm sat here literally looking at this and thinking my computer's running at not even half performance, like, you know, to hit 100. 50% of the usability is being used for this right now. And you sit there and go, well, how do you improve that? How do you make that work better? Quick question, do you know about the... No. Where are they? Where are those? Oh. Oh, I did not know this. Dan, thank you very much. Oh my days. For years. I could have done with that years ago. Why didn't you mention that ages ago, dude? So that basically adjusts the diameter. It fine tunes the thing. Ah, makes the life a lot easier. Okay. Yes. That will make life a lot easier. Thank you, Dan. Okay, where are we at? 6.5 now, guys. I think a lot of people are going to cry when they download this park for a number of reasons. Where are we? I love this when it's full. It looks so real. It's so like real life. I have to do a fireworks show as well at the castle when it's full. Just to watch them all look up and watch it. What I want to know is how Johnny manages to do eye level and move so slowly. I mean, does he literally drag himself along the screen like that? But the way he moves the camera is as if he's in Tegicam mode, but he's not in Tegicam mode. Holding right click drags you around easier. I just find I'd love to know how he does that. I'd love to know. He seems to have a different speed because when in Tegicam you either move too quick or it's too slow. He's kind of in the middle, and I don't know how he does it. Oh, not good, mate. Unfortunate, Seb. Save some pennies, mate. Get a bigger case. See, I was quite lucky when I bought my original setup because the case is pretty much the biggest you can get. The thing's about 2.5 foot high and about 3 foot in depth. It's huge. So that's why I couldn't understand why I was having any form of heating issue on those AMD cards. It's very strange. But the advantage to that is these new cards, obviously the size of them, I can actually fit it in there quite easily. Well, this one was a bit of a struggle, but I got it in there. You just have to figure out how to get it in before you plug it in, if you know what I mean. But it goes in there fine. Where the AMD was a bit smaller, so it just kind of slotted in. I didn't have to kind of angle it in, then plug it. I could just literally ease it into the computer. But no, you know, going back a step where we were the other week with the graphics cards, I must admit, and you know, I would endorse Nvidia if you can afford it, because this is just phenomenal. I was racing earlier today. I had a couple of races, and I didn't stream it, but it just felt so real. It was amazing. And to be honest with you, when I was playing this today, not streaming, because I get about 8 frames better when I'm not streaming, makes a big difference. It was just so nice looking at everything. Hey Leah, how are you? Sorry I've been around so much. Back at work. Oh, if you've got it for free, mate, get yourself a bigger box, bigger board, and get a graphics card. Yeah, but when you have the size, Dan, it's counterintuitive, because if you have too many fans, you can... Anyway, I sorted it out. The flow on the computer, the Nvidia is only... I mean, right now it's running at 51 degrees, which is bang on to where it should be. It's a little bit hot, actually, compared to how it has been. It normally only does about 37 degrees. I was actually thinking about that the other day, because I was looking at the my stats to be able to get to become a partner, and I was thinking, would you guys all buy like a mug with Rai 2312 on it? And I don't know. I guess I'd put screenshots on them, if you know what I mean. Probably multiple screenshots of all the different builds that I've done. Maybe a t-shirt and stuff like that. You know, I was just dreaming. I was sitting there thinking, I wonder if people would buy that. And how cool would that be if, like, you were out in a theme park, I don't know, abroad, and say someone had one of those t-shirts? How just unbelievably insane would that be? You know what I mean? Do I say that a lot then? No, I've misunderstood. I hear that phrase. Now gets tied to you. Do I say that? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do I say that a lot? I never noticed. My apologies. Oh, guys, you're great. You really, really are. What I need to do, I need to figure out reshade. I really, really do, because I've got the power to do it now. Cool. Well, I'll tell you what then, guys. I'll when the time does come, I'll do some designs. And what we'll do, instead of me just deciding, somehow I'll put them all up, and you guys can all choose what you want to have. If you know what I mean. Well, not like a vote, but the one that, or the ones that get the most kind of thumbs up or something like that. Let's say we do it on Discord or something, but not everybody's on there. So I don't know. I'll probably do it on YouTube actually, because obviously I can create posts. So what I'll do, I'll do some designs over the next few months when I'm not in the mood for building. I'll put them out to you guys, and then obviously when the time does come, we'll put them all back up and see what ones you exactly want to do, and we will launch it that way. I think, yeah, because the channel's all about you guys at the end of the day, guys. Yes, I build. Yes, I come up with these designs. Yes, I give you guys the inspiration to build whatever you want to build. But at the same time, if it wasn't for you guys, we would have never got to that stage. So we'll do it that way. 100% hand over heart. That's how we're going to do it. So I'll put the designs together. Obviously, they'll be my designs. But ultimately, you guys can choose which ones you want on a mug or a t-shirt or something like that. I think we'll do it that way. And then obviously, subject to how all this partners stuff works, we'll see what happens. Because I don't know how it works. I don't know if I have to buy a bulk load of this stuff and then you guys buy it, or it's built to order. I don't know how it works, so I'll have to look into it. So, but that's what we'll do, guys. So none of this kind of forced kind of stuff. I'm very artistic when it comes to that kind of stuff. So probably be handwritten, hand drawn kind of stuff more than anything. And then I'll put it into the PC, and then I'll work it out how I'll do it. But yeah, that's how we'll do it, guys. We'll put some plans together when the time comes, and you guys can choose. Literally, you guys can choose. It's like I say, if it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be. Yeah, Thunderland. I think, to be honest with you, the Thunderland shot needs to be the shot of the screenshot for the actual park that I did for the Steam download, where it's literally at the front here, and you're literally looking down the glass building, but because the park steps down, you get such an epic view of everything. And yeah, I don't know, who knows, you guys are going to decide. Oh, it's getting chilly, I know that. But yeah, that's what we'll do, guys. If you want pencils, pens, whatever, we'll see. But again, I've got to find out how it's all done. All right. But again, appreciate your enthusiasm towards it, because obviously it's just going to help run the channel, basically. So yeah, hopefully it will top up enough where life becomes a little bit easier in that respect, you know. But ultimately, you know, set up everything for you guys, and to be able to build something like this. So where are we? I've got Shark Rabbit and on now. I sound like I'm just making things up, but where are we? 12,200 now. It's still pouring in. So if it smashes to 15.5, that's insane that the marketing makes a big difference. Sorry, Leo, I missed your comment. Have you ever thought about doing a Cedar Point build? Well, actually, Wonderland, the last park, Adventure Valley, that initially, if you have a look at Loop-de-Loop, first coaster on the left as you go into the park, which everybody regards as a vintage coaster, which I think is pretty cool. That was how the park was actually going to be. So apart from the actual station building, because that was the last station building I did, if I remember correctly. But the way the coaster is, with the trees around it, and you go down into concrete pits as it goes kind of lower than ground level, that was how I was going to do the whole park. That was the initial plan. I didn't want to spend 18 months building a park. So I did loop-de-loop, and if you go back to the first videos, you'll see I did put majority. I think there's actually only about 4 coasters, I think, in the first video that actually stayed. But the layout of the park you kind of get an idea for, because I think the Witches Coaster was in, the Western Coaster was in, Loop-de-Loop was in, and I can't remember what else. But you can see how the park transformed, and it then become what it was basically over time. But initially, it was meant to be a kind of like Cedar Point limited scenery kind of thing, but it turned into what it was really. So, wow, Sam, how old are you now, dude? I mean, I got this park. What was I going to say? I got this game, not park. I got this game back in November 18. So that's 5 years this year actually, that I've been playing. So a couple of years after it came out, but loved every build I've done and every year I've done it. It's like we were saying in the last stream, it got me through a lot and made me a better person, to be perfectly honest with you. More sociable person, even though it sounds silly that I'm sat behind a microphone on a computer game, but you know, could have spent 5 years not talking to people, being a complete recluse, but I didn't. So 13,600 now, and they are literally still pouring in. We're down 7 frames a second in fast mode. I've got to let you know a little secret. If you haven't seen it already, there's actually quite a few pink penguins all over the place. But you know what? For the life of me, I can only remember where I put one. And that is here. So just popping over the fence. Literally. It kind of looks a little seedy now I'm thinking about it, because the toilets are there. That's probably not the best place to have one. Yeah, maybe I need to rethink that one. Maybe. But yeah, they're actually, I for the life of me, I can't remember where I've put them now. Oh no, I remember another one in here. It's quite an obvious one. But just here, sitting in the chair. I love it in here. It's so peaceful. I love it. It's relaxing. Takes you away from the vibrance of the park, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's actually a ton of them. I love that tune as well. Absolutely love this song. Feels very lifting. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't know where I've put them though. That's the thing. I think I've put one in the witches. I put one on the witches thing. Yep, there's one. So yeah, here we are, been walking around and we haven't even noticed them. But they are dotted sporadically around the place, but I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember where I've put them all. So it'll be a joy to find out people that, yeah, Phantom, you got what I meant, mate. It does look a bit, I don't know if I should keep it there. Well, nah, fuck it, that's all. It's just me. It's me overthinking as always. There we go, tidied that up. Ah, problem is I've got 15,000 guests in the park. I don't want to save it like this. For the life of me, do you know what? I really can't remember where I put them. I should have done what I did with the hidden Mickeys. I should have taken pictures where I put them so I remembered, but Some of them I think are in the most obvious place, but some of them aren't, obviously. But I think I put one around here. Yeah, there's one popping over the fence again. So yeah, I had a little bit of a laugh with them. I mean, it's not running too bad. I'm at 11 frames a second with 14,300 people in the park. So I love this area because when you see it from here, all the different levels, and they're using all of it, and they don't glitch through any of it, and they do sit up there, they eat in the restaurant up the top here, they do go and sit down. I just love it. I think it's awesome. It looks so much like the real thing. Planet Coaster Steam subscription pass is still at 0 upvotes. Deserved, in my opinion. Why? What's wrong with the? I don't know anything about that. So I've bought everything that I have. Yeah, you could say that, Dan. The toilet's very uplifting. Yeah, it's not running the best, but it's running okay. I mean, I'm getting an average of 10 frames a second. That is with nearly 15,000 people in the park now. It's a big yawn. Yeah, it sounds a bit frustrating, but at the same time, it opens up the guys that can't afford all the add-ons at once to possibly try them out to see if it works for them and if they like them. And then obviously the way I would look at it is though if I enjoyed that particular pack, I'd go and then buy the pack and not pay the subscription. So that may be the way that it's designed, if you know what I mean. It gives you the opportunity of having a little go with all of them, maybe. I don't know how it works. But if it gives you all of them for that money a month, you know, you try it for 1 month, and if you like it, there's always a sale on, isn't there? And they're like £2.50 or £1 or something, some of them. You know, it kind of then makes financial sense, if you know what I mean. At least you get to try them before you buy them, or try the game. I don't know, is the game on subscription, or is it just DLCs? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it is that. I've spoken to a lot of people recently that have caught up with me streaming and stuff and enjoying what I build, and a lot of them have said that they've bought the game because I've given them the inspiration to have a go at it. So, excuse me. I don't know if it is that. I think personally, probably what it is. Yes, there is an element of that. Don't get me wrong. They probably are just trying to milk it a little bit, but at the same time, if you've never played the game and you see something like this, like a lot of people have, and I've inspired them to get the game, maybe it's a good way to put your finger in and see how it is before you actually invest in the entire game. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. I think it's a nice way to look at it because it does. It gives you the options instead of forking out 30, 40 quid, doesn't it? You know, you pay the subscription, and then when they're in the sales for, I don't know, £1 or whatever it is, dollar, you know, wherever it is in the world, kind of gives people the option then, doesn't it, to pick which one they want to buy instead of buying them and then going, oh, that one's not great. Like the Monsters pack, for instance. I don't think there's anything in the Monsters pack I use. I may do, unknowingly. But I don't, you know, specifically use anything. There's one thing, the bench, the seat in the car. I use that for the diner benches. But then I could quite easily use something else. The only reason why I used it was because it was one piece instead of creating a bench. You know what I mean? Saves on items. Um, but that was a waste of £1, you know. So maybe the subscription is a good thing in that respect. Gives you the option to pick which packs you'd like to have, you know, for a long term. Look at it. But personally, if you want to talk about milking it, I think console, to be honest with you. But that to me, you know, I can't see how you can put a game like this into console. I know you guys have built some amazing things if anyone's watching, etc. But this game was designed for PC, and I couldn't imagine playing it with a controller. I mean, it was, mind you, wow, 15,900 now. That's what I mean, Dan. But you know, for instance, if it's full price and they're like £10 each or £7 each or whatever it is, and there's 10 of them, that's like 70 quid, isn't it? Or $80, $90. So if you've got the option of spending 15 quid or $18 for 1 month to try it out and see what they're all about, and then you decide, you know what, I don't want the monsters, I don't need that one, I don't need that one worked really well for me, so I'll just buy the ones I want. So I don't think that's a bad thing. Yes, it is still keeping the game going, if you know what I mean. It keeps a bit of interest in it. But at the same time, I think that's quite a nice way to look at it, if you know what I mean. Because ultimately, what you got to think of, you can say that they're milking it, but at the same time, what do you think pays for developments of new games? And what are we all crying out for? What do we all want to happen? What do we all want to be 10 times better than the original? Don't we want switch tracks? Forwards, backwards, more control over coasters? I think that's what we want, don't we, guys? So if the guys are trying to make some money still out of a game that is so frigging good, and we all want the second one, they need to pay for the develop of it somehow, guys. You know, there's also that angle to look at. City map. This is the first time I've ever done city, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, a lot of this is the city build pieces and Ghostbusters, actually. A lot of it's Ghostbusters. But then you've got standard stuff like the diner. I think that was standard. You know, so this is a mixture of everything. But again, the one thing I always say is never build by the packs. There's no need to. You want to build by what pieces you know and what you think works in those positions. You know, I always say to people, I always say on stream, not always, I haven't said it recently, but any single piece could be used infinitely, because you don't have to use the standard pieces to make a roof. You can use bits of wood and, you know, dare I say it, basic shapes and stuff like that to go things. You can go mad on things if you really, really want to. And that's why the game is always new to me. So you may look at this air conditioning unit and think, well, it's an air conditioning unit, but what else would you use that for? I've used these little pipes just for decoration around the top corner of a trim work, you know, and they're standard in the game. So all I mean by it is that don't look at the packs and think you have to use city pack to build city. You don't. You can just use a brick wall and change the color of the bricks, if you know what I mean. So yeah. The queues will be long. Well, they won't be that long actually, because the queues aren't that long. But where are we? 6 minutes. Huh. I think oh, crocky, it's getting laggy. Where are we? 15 minutes. Thing is, the queue's actually empty quite good on the coasters, because I've timed it perfectly that there's always as many coasters that can be going round, if you know what I mean. So you haven't got one queuing for the next one. It's gone before that gets here. So there's a constant flow of people. So generically, it's not too bad. These will be fairly long, I think. 7 minutes, no. And they're all queued up down here. 15 minutes for the bluey. Blimey, 18,000 people. How is my computer still running? I never knew that. Well, actually, I did know about that, but I totally forgot about it. Definitely past the point of return to saving this. You remember you saying, Dan? In normal play mode, 8-9 frames a second, so it's not very. That is because we're there. If we're actually up the back here, it's still the same. Still not good. That's good though. Loads of people in. Hardly any control. No, I wouldn't either. Mind you, I have done a few hours for Big Thunder over the years. Sometimes stood there in the same spot for an hour because the ride went down and you're like 10 minutes away from the front of the queue. If you know what I mean. Waited until it opened up again. Right, I think that's about it, guys. Oh no, they're still arriving. Jeez Louise. Yes, Dan. Lots. I mean, Big Thunder Mountain is going to stay Big Thunder Mountain because it is Big Thunder Mountain. I can't really call that anything different. Mind you, saying that, Adventureland's done ride names. Pirate Area's done ride names. Western Area, Hyper Jump needs a name. But I don't know if I'll just call it Mineshaft or something. You know. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty good. But you only ever use it as a backdrop, don't you, the map? So I've never really used it. I use Alpine, and I can't remember what this one is. This one's I think it's called Delicious. Pardon me if I'm wrong. But it's the fantasy one I think I've used for this. But then saying that, I did my own terrain tools. So map, I chose which map finishes I wanted. Yeah, it's crap when that happens, but it is what it is. I mean, I've queued for Space Mountain for 3 hours when I was a little kid. You know, those were the queues before Fast Pass and everything like that. You know, Space Mountain's always been a 2-hour queue minimum, always has been. And Launchpad, I've very rarely ever been on because the queues take so long. You know, in real life, the people mover is pretty much walk on 99% of the time. And the go-karts are always over an hour to get on the go-karts. And this is actually fairly representative of the real thing if you actually have a look at this right now. Literally. Full. And I love how that looks with people in there. It just looks awesome. And when the go-karts are going under here, this with Space Mountain in the background and the people mover, that view there is epic. Oh, sarcasm. Sorry, I've never used it really. I don't bother using it because I haven't built City before. I've never needed it, if you know what I mean. I have had a look at it, I think, but it is just a backdrop piece, isn't it? And it works well at night time. It does work well at night time, actually. I've seen it in videos, but the videos do work well when it's night time because you get the city office look, which works quite well. So to be honest, if you had like my city office in front of it, it would work really well. Especially the building that I did for the Channel 5 gaming project Planco, which I'm still waiting on. Thought that would have been out this week. There's going to be another video before mine, because you got the Pizza Planet going in first. What's that? Map. Every map has a tree underneath it. Who, what, where? What? 5 minutes. Every map has a tree underneath it. What do you mean, Dan? What are you on about tree underneath it? Rename the ride Bollard and drive it. How do I drive it? How do I drive it then? Don't know how to name the character. Bollard. Person. Because the ride, that hasn't done anything. Nope, that hasn't done anything. Yeah, I enjoyed building that. I don't know why. I don't know why that's not working. Why is that not working? Is it because I've got caps on? What's it doing? It's doing something. Or is it because I'm in pause, Bollard? No. Okay, I must be missing something here, guys. Riding the go-kart itself is nice. Yeah, but how do you do it? It's not working. It's not me. Is it me? Yeah, it is me. Oh, right, okay. Frames is shocking, guys. I spun. I spun. Oh no. Smoke looks good though. Shocking. Let's go, guys. Come on. Come on, cart. Let's go. This is all left-handed as well. That's why I'm spinning. Right, let's do this properly then. Let's go. Come on, cart. Let's go. Why am I spinning that way? Oh, jog on. Really? Shift don't work. No horn going off there. There's no horn. Shift. Oh, right. Shift. I was pressing space for some reason. See, why is it spinning? Get out of my way. Shocking driving. Absolutely shocking. There's a train. How cool's that? Maybe it's a hard track to drive. See, it's still turning. Why is it still turning? It should be... Oh, the game is so slow. Oh, little dragon. Sweet. A great view. I won. Yes. I came third. Not too bad. Oh well. There we go, guys. Speedway. Right, where are we? 19 and 425. So yeah, 20,000 peeps, pretty much. 19 and a half. So not too bad. I cannot believe that I'm actually able to move it around. But anyway. There's a recreation of Silverstone on the team workshop as a go-kart track. Cool. I'll be in Monaco one by the end of the year, I hope. Right. Then fast forward off then. I'm pretty sure there's no glitching. I've done it the best I can. Bit joggy, guys, my apologies, but I just want to double check the old glitch. I love this, because this reminds me of real life. Trying to get on pirates when it's busy. A bit noisy. I love how this looks. It's just awesome. I love that. I really, really do. It's even better when you have it at night time. But finally sorted out that stairway, which is good. They're not glitching through here. See, guys? This is what I'm talking about. This precisely here is what one is talking about. So, that means we're going to have to empty the park to save it. I am not saving it with 15,000 guessing because it will take an age to load. Right. What I'm also going to do is press pause to make it a little bit easier for me. Back up to 15 frames. Okay. Now, the trick is, guys, with these, okay, is because I still want people to walk through here. But if I were to put that down like that and the same that side, they basically won't walk through there. So what you need to do is take it out as far as you can. Lower it down and then do the same on the other one. Now, they may not walk through there, but I'm not that fussed. I prefer them to walk through there anyway. So hopefully that now stops them from going through the pillars. Apart from the blooming kids. So there you go. So now they walk through the centre. So much better. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, you know. Really not. The old the new indie film. Bless him. Poor old Harrison Ford, he is getting on a bit now. And to be fair, the Crystal Skull, I mean, if you're a lover of the original films, the Crystal Skull, I just didn't, I don't know, it didn't feel like indie. You had the music, you had the typical acting style, the comedy, you know, but I don't know, it just didn't feel like Indiana Jones to me. Where Top Gun, on the other hand, but some would say in a way that the new one is just a remake of the first one. But what I mean by that, I actually really did enjoy the second Top Gun, Maverick. I thought that was quite good. Hey Jeff, how you doing, dude? Guys, can I just say thank you, because we've constantly had 9 to 10 people watching, and it's genuinely appreciated. I suppose there's a lot more people down here. You can't be that hungry yet. But it's genuinely appreciated. You had a good day, Jeff? Ooh, this isn't open. I'll probably bring another 400 or 500 guests. But yeah, no, guys, thanks, because it helps the channel. You know, I need as many hours as I can get to this stage of becoming a partner. That's the only thing stopping us now. We got to the 1,000 subscribers, so it's just now literally getting the hours up. Unfortunately, I can't stream every day. I could, but it would be boring for you guys. So I'd rather do it when there is something going on. And today, not so much. But what we are doing is finalizing things. So, you know, it may seem a bit of a joke filling it up with people, but actually having that extra 4,500 over the top 15 does make a difference, even though the frame rate's crap. You know, we can see what is being affected and what isn't being affected, you know? So the bits that I need to do, a bit like that entrance to the train station. This is the first time Little Dragon has been full. Little Dragon's never been full before. Can you operate... Sorry, Dan? Can you operate... What? Have you ever played Ride Sims? I've seen them, but I've not really been that into them. I know these don't clip. They're absolutely fine. It's all good through there. See, now these pillars have already done the kind of barriers, so they just don't go through them. And it just makes it look so different and so much more, well, so much more realistic. This still doesn't have a queue. It never does. Oh, see here. What we got? There we go. No worries, Dan. Catch you later, dude. Thanks for joining the stream, as always. See? I got him. I stopped him from glitching. That's that sorted. I love how they walk between these. It's awesome. Looks so good. Worst thing is now they walk miles away from it, and I never understand why it has that such effect when you put it down sometimes and it hardly has an effect at all. It's interesting how the second you select it, though, to try and move it, they literally go straight for that, if you know what I mean. How quick the actual game is working a path out for each individual one, if you know what I mean. That's quite interesting. So the second I press X, they're heading for it. Hopefully that'll do it. I just don't want them looking like they're, you know, walking around something. That's too much. Okay, it just I must be cutting off too many algorithms. You know what I mean? Pre-programmed routes. What are we doing? Aren't there border stones with the yellow black stripes on? Yeah, you can use curbs, but I just use the barriers. I just prefer to use the barriers, just the way that you line them up and stuff. They're hidden anyway, it don't really matter. Either one, it does the same thing. I love how they come down here. Got a couple of viewpoints in, which obviously are pretty decent views. And thunder comes around here. And they tend to come down here as well, as you can see. They're going up, which is cool. They actually do use that, which is nice. Put some life rings in the other day. Just add a tiny bit more of realism. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty dead down here because there's not much apart from the boat ride. Which is all now fully kitted out. If you haven't seen that, it's all boxed up. Makes it look like a big cargo hub. A few boats in the ceiling just hanging there. Just, you know, as you do. Yeah. I can't believe we got 20,000 people in the park. It's insane. Looks good though, it really does. How are they doing in this shop area here? Since I did a load of stuff here, so I'll check. It's good to me. This evac's going to take a while. It'll take quite a while, I think. Right, I think we're all good actually on everything. I don't think there's anything they're walking through, which is good. They don't do the benches or the trees because the benches mark that off anyway. Aha! Are they walking through that? I picked all the top 3 most expensive ones. Ooh, no, lucky. I know I've done these ones, I did those the other week. That's all good. And they also come around here as well, which is pretty neat because there's a pretty decent viewpoint here. Which is fairly true to real life, to be honest with you, these ones. Which is insane. I know they don't glitch through here, I don't think. That's all good. And I know this is done because I did that literally when I built it. See, the only thing I don't like is when you have to cover up the curb to the paving. Sinks their feet, which is annoying. Yeah, chicken, everything's good, mate, basically. I had only let in 500 people to the park, and then we just got chatting and everything, and we were talking about the marketing, so we thought we'd do a quick test, and if you do select the marketing, sorry, pardon my language, got dry mouth, guys, sorry, it ups the intake of peeps to your park by about 4,000 or 5,000 people, so it does make a big difference, actually. I didn't know that, so... Because we maxed out the other week at 15,500 and we're now at 19,700. So 4,000 to 5,000 increase. Well, just over 4. But yeah, the advantage and the reason why I do it, you know, it's picked up quite a few things. You know. Yeah, that's why this park's at 312 years. Yeah. Spent a lot of time in the park in play mode. But reason being is there's no clipping, there's no touching of rides to anything. You know, everything's perfect. And the only way you can do that is if you play the game when you're building. So that you can build around what's going around. You know what I mean? So... And I do say you know what I mean. A lot, don't I? You know what I mean? Oh, dear me. Scarlett, you got me going now. I say it all the time. Whoa. Whoa. Now that's the traffic jam. And there's no... I'm not going to bother with that. I'm really not going to bother doing it there because no one's really ever going to have 20,000 people in the park. 4,600 from scenery. Obviously you got the marketing bonus in there now, which I didn't have before, so it was about 10,000 previously. I assume that's what you mean? That little bit there? Right then guys, mass evac. Let's do this. Pause. Close. Cancel, 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 cancel. Close. Test. Some sore heads after this. It's funny. Normally you're not able to use the menu that quick when you got this many people in the park, but it seems to be running absolutely fine. This game is so weird. It really is. Right. It's funny, that's playing on my mind now. I don't want to say it. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. No, to be honest with you, I think there has been moments in my life when people have said that. I say that a lot. And I think it's because of the whole car salesman thing. That's probably the bit where I sound a bit Daggerman Dave. You know what I mean, mate? I'm only joking, but I by the sounds of it, I do use it quite a bit. Like normally I'd follow up, but you know what I mean. Right then, guys, I'm going to be on for about another 3/4 of an hour. So, We'll have a look at some building, see what needs doing. You know, whenever I say that, we end up finishing something that takes about 2 hours. I don't get enough sleep. Yeah, mass hysteria going on here, literally. Eek. Oh, it's cool I have a phrase. You know what I mean? Actually, it's not. It's quite a nice phrase, actually. I think the mug should be Funderland. You know what I mean? Problem is, there's only one thing that I did not realise when I came up with the Funderland name. Excuse me. There's a theme park in Canada called Funderland. So, if that's copyrighted, I'm stuffed. Does it work like that nowadays? I assume it does. Name rights and all that kind of stuff. So, it was quite a unique way of how actually I came up with it. We were just joking around. What was it? Naming the original Funderland Amusement Park. I said I want to call it an amusement park because it kind of is. It's not fully themed. And I just came out with Thunderland, and then in my head it just popped. I went, well, why not call it Funderland? And that's how I came about the name. Genuinely didn't know there was a theme park, or I think in the UK there's a Funderland Adventure Valley, believe it or not, in the north of the UK. Crikey, look at this. So I'm stuffed either way. I can't make it a franchise, I don't think, because if it's a registered trademark, it's a shame. So it'll have to be Rai Rai. Whether it be Rai Rai or Rai Rai 2312, I don't know. Or it might be something completely different. You know what I mean. Anyway, this is insane. Look at this. This is a typical exit at midnight at Disney. I mean, look, they're not even moving here. Moving. Look at that. That is a typical Disney after the fireworks. Literally. Wow. That is insane. That's going to take like an hour. They're barely moving around here. You can't duplicate these either, can you? I don't think. No. Locked. I don't know how to change that. I don't know how I could put 3 or 4 more in there. But does it really matter? No, not really. Yeah, definitely a park closing. I remember there was one year, I think I was about 8 or 9. My little sister was still in a pushchair, and we went for dinner in the castle. and we got in late. We got late booking. You know, just turned up, said, "Is there any tables available?" And we waited on the cancel list, etc. And I think we got in about 8 o'clock. I think it was. Anyway, obviously being a kid, you kind of milk the whole fantasy. You got all the, you know, the characters walking around and everything. So a dinner that would normally last probably half hour, 3/4 now turned into like a 2 hour thing. And I remember it was so awesome. Anyway, we heard outside that there was a concert going and didn't think anything of it, just carried on as we were. And then it was gone. I think it was about 10:30, I think, by the time we came back down from the castle. And there was no one at the back of the castle. I mean, it was empty. The park was empty. It was dark at this time. But all the rides still had all the lights on, and they were still going around. So we walk across, literally, I think it was, where was it? I mean, we came down here and we walked across here to Small World, which is here. And we walked up to one of the guys that was on the gate and said, is this open? He said, yeah. And he said, do you want to go on? So we walked on and we went on the ride. Not a single person on it. Got off, walked across here, and then I think we went, where did we go? I can't remember, but we went across here. And the reason I remember going across here is because my dad took a video camera of me and my brother running across here. Just no one in the park. Absolutely empty. It was absolutely amazing. And we literally stayed there till 2 o'clock in the morning. We had Disney to ourselves, because what it was there was a Red Cross evening and everybody had been pushed out of the park, but obviously they didn't realise that they still had people in the restaurant. So whether they took pity on us being an English family, I don't know, with 3 young kids, I'm not sure, but we managed to get, that was one of the first times I rode Space Mountain, actually. That evening, I remember, it was one of the first proper coasters I ever went on, in the dark, obviously. And I remember going on the go-karts on my own. My dad was on one. It was like the first time we ever did it. It was like I was normally the driver and he was the passenger kind of thing, or the other way round. And it was the first time we ever did it separately, and it was just amazing. And yeah, it just reminded me of that, really. Chucking everybody out of the park. Just a little story for you guys. I remember actually the last time we went to Disney, we were, you imagine this was the normal plaza area. This is a little bit further out before it goes round. And we were stood about here, and some guy was trying to get through the crowd, and I was stood in front of the pushchair. My daughter was asleep, and he stood in the pushchair, and thankfully didn't catch her. But it just, the sense of people is beyond belief sometimes. That was annoying. And then it was trying to get out the park like it just was. So, down to 0, guys. We just have to wait for these people to go. Do you know what, Jeff? Me and my dad did the same thing. I think I've only been to Port Aventura twice, I think, and that was when I was young. And me and my dad did exactly the same thing, because when we first went, Dragon Con, well, it was brand new, the park, if you know what I mean. I think it was only been open 6 months to a year. Um, excuse me. So everything was very different to how it is now, as in respect of the smoothness and everything. And I remember Dragon Khan, we literally got on towards the end, and I think we went round 3 times on the front row, just the 2 of us, at park closing, because no one was there in the queue. It was absolutely brilliant. And they always say, actually, to go to Port Aventura in the mid to late afternoon, if you like staying around that area for a week. I don't know if that's still the same. I mean, how old am I now? That was 30 odd years ago. So some things change, some things don't. I'm dreading going back to Disney one day, though. I'm dreading it. I really am. It's quite scary how you got to try and get on all the rides now. It just, yeah, it'd have to be like a 3-week holiday where it'd normally be a 2. You know what I mean? To get everything done. But maybe not. Maybe I'm looking at it completely the wrong way. Personally, I think they should just get rid of all this fast pass stuff. Just go back to normal queues. Because if you go back to normal queues, the queue lines are genuine then. You know, you just have to wait like everybody. Why should you be able to pay $100 extra a day to be able to get on all the rides within 5-10 minutes? I don't think that's fair. But hey, milking it, as old Simbel said earlier. Right, what should we do, guys? Got 9 years still in stream. Thank you. And I'm going to be on for about another half hour to about 10 o'clock UK time. Sick. That's wicked, man. I love all that. I love doing all that. It's brilliant. Right, so what I've done today, guys, just to show you, because I haven't shown you actually, I've done this monstrosity just here because I didn't really know how to strut this. So I did have it going down as a skinny pole, but it didn't look right. So I thought it's best to have a little bit more rigidity look, a more rigid look to it. These are custom that go in here. This is all custom down to the bottom of the loop here. This is custom. I've done up the back here, and these look quite nice actually coming out the waterfall at a distance, just because the waterfall disappears. And I do actually need to extend that one. So now that looks right. So yeah, that works quite well. And I don't think this looks too bad. So what I've done is I color coded the supports to the color of the track in the sections that they are. So you got the brown and the brown and the blue and the blue, just kind of separates it, blends it in a little bit more. I haven't done any lighting, which is something we probably could do. We put a few more shrubs around there and stuff. So we were going to do lighting on Big Thunder, actually, weren't we? Let's do that for a change. Okay, what I want to do. Perfect. Is the slow sections. I just kind of want to light it like this, which I think is nice. Pause it, get some more frames for you guys, and we'll put the music on if it's on. Pause mode. I'll just play anyway. Turn that up just a tad for you. There we go. Right. It is. How beautiful is that? Oh, it feels like I've got nothing in the park. That's how good that feels right now. And I'm streaming, which normally knocks it for 6. Yeah, when there's no guests in the park, obviously you don't you don't get ratings. So yeah, it drops. Yeah, I've seen the smoke or smog that's been covering New York. That's pretty insane. I hope it's not too near to you, Scar. Can't be nice. I hope everything's all right if you are. So guys, the whole point to using these, obviously the lantern, is because it's the right light that I want to put on the rock. It's the correct colour and it gives the nice light spread, because what you can see here is it's actually lighting the track evenly, but it's not the rocks because of how the rocks are done. So you're getting a total different level every single time you go round, so it's not repetitive and it's not the same either. You know what I mean? And lighting the wood from different angles as well. You know, you got it coming across here and you got it coming out from there, so it's dark, so it gives a different look as you come through here, and then as you come through here the light's then on the wood, and again it gives you a different look. So when I do say this is all I do when I build, these are all the thoughts going through my head as I'm placing items, just to let you know. And then what that will do is when I get to do some light work to the rock, the more orangey colour that I'm using for the rock work will blend with that perfectly. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Oh, I hope the winds pick up then and get rid of it. Yeesh. Insane, isn't it? But at the same time, it's well, I don't know what to say. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's I mean, I don't know how the fires were they started by negligence, or was it just a wildfire, or I mean, is that what wildfire means? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sound like an idiot. You know, see what I mean, guys? And what we can do is rotate that around there. That. And you see, I'm just pulling it away a bit because what it does is it gives us a darker look. It still gives us a nice look at that now. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, not as bad in New York, but advised to spend a lot of time outside. Yeah, I wouldn't. The particles in that will get straight inside your chest. Not good. Really not good. If you do go out, wear a face mask. It's not embarrassing to wear one anymore, is it? After COVID, you know what I mean? Oh, Phantom, mate, you got it as well. Sorry, dude. I hope you're alright, mate. Pretty crappy situation. And I don't mean to enjoy this that much, but that looks incredible. Looks absolutely incredible. And how that it's lit this up as well, that just looks insane now. What do you think, guys? Because that's kind of like the light levels I'm going to go with. Not quite sure what you mean by that, Sim. But no, not nice. Imagine standing at the top of a chimney of a house with it burning a wood fire, you know, just breathing it in. That's kind of what you got to deal with, unfortunately. It's not nice. But no, stay safe, guys. Seriously, stay safe. let's just hope the weather changes for you a bit and it kind of lifts it, if you know what I mean, or gets rid of it in a way that's beneficial to everybody. Obviously not just transferring it somewhere else, but that it actually kind of just lifts it and moves it, you know what I mean. But then you're going to have the outfall of the rain, aren't you, as well? Potentially acid rain, etc. So there's going to be a lot of other bits to go with it, not to be bearer of bad news. And I do mean it in the most positive way. It's going to be a bit more than just the smoke, isn't there, potentially? I'm no meteorologist, but I guess that is the case when these things happen. Blame Ken. I didn't mean to laugh. Didn't mean to laugh, just for the record. Or I get hated. You killed Kenny, you beep. Do you know what? I haven't watched South Park in years, and it was on TV the other night, and I can't remember what it was. An old one, but I think it was something to do with Mr. Pooh, Mr. Hanky. Mr. Hanky? I can't remember now. Hanky Panky? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, you know what South Park's like. It was insane. Mate. Stay safe, guys, yeah? Stay safe. Crap when things like this happen. Totally forgot about that. I didn't think about you guys. Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh, yeah, that was it. Mr. Hanky! I'm not gonna do Chef. I can't do Chef, not on my channel. I can't do it. I can't do it. My mouth wants to do it. I'm not doing it. Oh. You can write it. You're more than welcome. I'm not doing it. I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it. I so want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm killing myself here. Literally, my chest is like, just do it. Like, no, not going to do it. Chef's one of my favourite characters. Absolute favourite characters. I haven't watched Pirates in years, to be honest with you. I wore them out. I absolutely loved them, but I wore it out. Let's put it that way. I think that's the politest way to put it. I love Jack Sparrow. I love Johnny Depp for what he did as Jack Sparrow. Absolute masterclass in acting. I don't think there is a person on this planet that could have played that role any better than he has done. But what I didn't like about Pirates is what it became. It just kind of felt as though it was drawn out a little bit. Dare I say it? Maybe I'm a minority. I'm not too sure. But it just felt a little bit done by the time they kind of got to like the third one or third. I can't remember how many there are now. But all I mean by it is it's like when they went to... I know the story was long, but what I mean by it is I just feel as though they could have probably done it with a couple of less films and slightly longer, if you know what I mean. And it would have intrigued me that little bit more. The first one, perfect. Second one, very good. Third one, fourth one, okay. And then I can't remember how many more there were. But it just, the first and second one were perfect. But you just felt from that moment on, they could have probably done, I can't remember how many more films there were. But it just felt as though the third and fourth could have just been put into one. I think I've got that right. And then the last one with Matey Boy, the real scary guy, I thought was quite cool. I think it was the one with Blackbeard that I didn't really enjoy. I've forgotten. There you go. That shows how much the later ones kind of mattered. But the first one was just exceptional. I mean, one for the graphics, you know, the leap forwards in technology and the way films looked. Two, the story, and three, for the acting. It was just, you know, Orlando Bloom's Orlando Bloom, and we know why all the ladies like him. But he wasn't. I found him a bit forced in it, and I know since then he's kind of opened up as an actor and said that he struggles with things in that respect, and it kind of makes sense, and you kind of see it a little bit. It just seems a little bit, I don't know, not right. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Life's not always about money, Sam. Trust me. Really not, mate. But I've come to realise what life should all be about. Life should all be about experiences. And enjoying those experiences. And remembering those experiences. Because sometimes they only come around once in a blue moon. Nor do I, to be honest, because I didn't go to the pictures and watch the later ones. First and second one. The second one I watched in America, which was quite nice. I was at Disney at the time. Watched it in Disney Village in Florida. And had butter popcorn. Blech. I didn't realise what they meant by butter popcorn. You literally pour butter. Hot molten butter all over your popcorn. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't work for me. I know, I think it's an American thing. Don't hate me, guys. I don't get butter popcorn. I don't get it. It's the weirdest taste. You'd think it would be nice, but actually, it's weird. It's neither salty nor sugary, but obviously I like sweet popcorn. You see, I love sweet popcorn. Problem is, my teeth can't take popcorn anymore, so I'm a bit stuck. But what was I going to say? Salty popcorn I can handle. I can do that, but butter popcorn, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, I actually, yeah, saying that actually, that kind of actually explains something. I never realized. Yeah, I'm not going to tell that story. Yeah, makes my stomach rumble now. Anyway, moving on. Perfect. Look at that now, guys. About 100 lights, but look at that now. Actually, hold on. We don't want the dummies in there. Back to the Future, all three films, perfection. Absolute best trilogy ever. Alien 1, Alien 2, Alien 3, best trilogy ever in that genre. Pirates 1 and 2, perfect. No need for a third and fourth. Or maybe a third, but third and fourth together. Dare I say it, even Fast and Furious 1 and 2, perfect. Rest of them, absolute tripe. And I'm going to get hated for that, I know that. But number 1 and 2 had stories, had meaning, had everything. Second one was a little bit far-fetched, but first one felt more all about the car scene. And then it just become about, dare I say it, like you're talking about, Symbol, money. You know, Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, absolute perfection. Third one, absolute no need for it. You know, so many good films out there. Star Wars, the original 3, absolute perfection. The rest of them, stories were good, but the way they were filmed and the way they were done, not good. The latest ones that I love are Rogue One, and the ones with Rey in. With, what's his face? Oh, Mr. Tallboy. Burberry boy. Can't remember his name now. But I just, you know, I mean, I quite liked, I don't know what to call it now. To me, it's the fourth one, but obviously it's the first one. But the one with the speedsters, you know, that weren't too bad. Where you meet Anakin, the first Anakin one, that weren't too bad with Jar Jar Binks. I didn't mind Jar Jar. Hello, Jar Jar. Me not my god. But when you got to, I can't remember what one it was on the other week, we were watching it for about 20 minutes, and all the Wookiees, literally tons and tons of Wookiees, but none of them look real. They're all hanging out of stuff and jumping from things, and it just, the problem was none of it looked right for me. You know, the original 3, don't get me wrong, they're old technology, it was all blue screen, all that kind of stuff, Vaseline on the screen to make it look like the cars and everything are moving, floating, sorry. But when you look at the special effects and how Lucas Magic came about and ILM, there's some great things on the Disney Plus app if you got it. All about how these companies came about and how that they were pushed by George Lucas to revolutionize the industry. And I think it's like 3 episodes that are about an hour and a half long. But when you see what they went through and what they did and the technologies they had at the time, I mean, if you're young right now listening to this, go and watch that, because that shows you the history of how all this came about. All this, what we're doing right now, how all this came about. They were hugely into special effects, etc. But the development of all that special effects led to all this. So computer gaming and everything, that all started to come off the back of it. And you just watch it all and it's just absolutely phenomenal. And it's even better than watching the films, because you kind of see the films coming to life through it. And how they did the snow scene in the third original film. Phenomenal. It was absolutely amazing. Stop motion, just how they did it. And then when they did the, I don't know what you want to call it, revitalized versions, you know, the ones digitally remixed ones, etc., or refreshed, whatever you want to call it. That wall needs moving. They were even better because you didn't have the see-through kind of, what do we call it? Blue screen, etc. So yeah, it's really, really interesting what they did. But I think it's Industrial Light and Magic, ILM. Phenomenal company. And everything you see today pretty much was originally done by them. I mean, they've done loads of films, all the Predators, all the Aliens, all the Terminators, all the Lucas films that he's done. They did Jurassic Park, they did Indiana Jones, all the special effects as well. So like where Indy's going along on the bike with the Germans, I think, I can't remember what one it was, following him, trying to get him, and they start spinning through the air. They designed all that kind of stuff as well. So it's not just like computers and special effects. It was just so amazing to watch. And literally for like 4 or 5 hours of your life, if you don't want to do anything, you just want to zone out and you're interested in all that kind of stuff. Because if you like this, you're interested in that kind of stuff. That's where I get a lot of inspiration from as well. And it blows your mind what they do. And there's other ones as well on there with about Disney, how they did all the rides for Disney and stuff like that. And again, a lot of it was kind of like evolved around the whole ILM philosophy in that respect. And again, Disney were competing with them at first, but then even Nightmare Before Christmas, that was done by ILM for Tim Burton. Or was Tim Burton? I can't remember. No, Tim Burton was Disney. Sorry, Disney did that. Really interesting though. But yeah. I'm going to start rabbiting on now. What were we doing? We were doing lighting. I've totally forgotten. What's that? Simple details like twin pine mall turning into lone pine mall. That's the thing. That's the thing. See, I never noticed all that in the films originally. And it wasn't until I watched a load of stuff on YouTube, probably a few years ago actually, that I kind of realised and twigged all these little bits. And then you rewatch the films and you see so much more, even though you've seen them 20, 50 times. It's so weird how that the brain doesn't register these little things, even though you're watching the film every single time intently. It's insane. It really, really is. Right, where are we for lighting on here? I guess we do want some bits, don't we? How do I want to do this? Excuse me. That's going to be too low, isn't it? No, maybe not. Perfect. Congratulations, Sam. I finished school with hardly anything. Apart from an A in art and I think it was an A plus, I think, in graphic design, if I remember correctly. Everything else was pretty poor in the end, unfortunately. is what it is. But done a lot with not much, which is good. My favorite Marvel film. Now you're probably all gonna hate me, but I'm not a huge Marvel lover, if I'm honest. The only two films I really love and enjoy are Galaxies, the Galaxy ones, Galaxy of the Guardians, Guardians of the Galaxy. Let me get it the right way around. My apologies. And I have watched. I like Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. 2 not so good, but it was alright. Where the actual Avenger films, I don't enjoy. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I've been to the pictures to watch a couple of them, and that didn't make a difference. I just didn't. I think it's the whole floating city aircraft style things and the portals with Loki. A couple of films I do enjoy. Actually, I'm going to retract some of that. Are the Thor films. I like Thor 1 and 2. I thought they were great until he got a bit serious. And the latest one, that Love and War or whatever it is, I thought wasn't so good. But again, these are my own personal opinions. Where I've met people and they said it was absolutely brilliant. So again, it's everybody's eye of the beholder, dare I say it. You know, I'm just trying to think. I quite liked, I think it was the original Captain America. I thought that was alright, with Chris Evans. I thought that was quite good. I used to love the Spider-Man movie, the original one, with what's-his-face, Tobey Maguire in. I really liked that. I thought that was a good version of Spider-Man. The second one again got a little bit crazy, and then I think the third one went to basically what's-his-face getting vengeance. Oh, pants. Getting vengeance on him. And it just come a bit samey. I think it was, you know, again they could have probably just I'm just trying to think. I mean, what other films? I love Grown Ups, bit of Adam Sandler. I do love a good comedy. See, I like, what's his name, oh, Shorty. It's done a lot with The Rock recently. Is it Chris Short? I kind of like him, but he's become very, very samey. Like, he is just who he is. There's how can I put it? Every role he does feels the same, if you know what I mean. But again, personal opinion. It just feels a bit that way. That's all. I don't know, but it seems that every single Marvel film, or oh, that's a bit low. Every Marvel film I seem to watch, they're always kind of like, dare I say it, filmed differently, as if like someone else has made this one. If you know what I mean. I'll tell you what I actually did enjoy. Was the original X-Men, the first one. I enjoyed that. That was good. And to be fair, I didn't actually mind the Wolverine films and stuff. I thought they weren't a bad story. Yeah, I didn't mind them. They were quite good. The X-Men 1 and 2, and then again that all went a bit crazy, going back to childhoods and all that kind of stuff. Not that I disagree with that. All I'm saying is it just went a different way, and then you had the whole battle against humanity against the mutants, didn't you? So it was kind of like, what's going on, kind of thing. But still good. Hitch, yeah, Hitch. Hitch is a good film. I used to love Hitch. I haven't watched Hitch in a long time. A long time. Hancock. I liked Hancock. That was good. I liked I Am Legend. Thought that was good. God, look at that view now. Just with that lit up. That looks awesome. That looks so nice. Even more picturesque. It looks so real. Deadpool. Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2. I forget they're Marvel, aren't they? Oh my god. We can't talk about Deadpool, Scarlet, unfortunately, because I'll end up saying stuff about what happens in it. And unfortunately, I think kids watch this. Pure brilliance. That's all I have to say about Ryan Reynolds. That is all I have to say. Absolute pure brilliance. Ted Lasso, but the opposite. Yes! How good that's looking. One of my all-time favourite films, actually, is, what do we call it? Inception, with Leonardo DiCaprio. I absolutely friggin' love that film, and I've only ever seen it once, because I can't watch it again. But that film, if you get into that film, you get to the end of that film and you go, well, is it real? Is it not? Is it real? Is it not? And to this day, I still don't know whether or not the end of that film, what the outcome was. And that's why I can't watch it again, because of that ending, I can't watch it again. It's a pain in the backside. But how good is that area looking now? And to think that the other tunnels, all the other tunnels are kind of going to be like this tunnel here. So you're going to have a few rocks as you go through, but it just gives you that mine effect. You know what I mean? There we go, guys. That lighting is making a big difference. So we are now at 10 o'clock, guys. I'm going to get up early again in the morning. So I'm going to leave it there, if that's all right with you guys. Is there any rides anyone would like to have a quick go on before we finish up for the day? Inception is just one of the best films ever made. The film, I can't say it. The way it's filmed is absolutely insane. The computer graphics in it look real. The way those cities fold up, and I mean, I watched it on a 50-inch LED TV when I watched it, and it was crystal clear. I had it on Blu-ray. I've still got it on Blu-ray. What is it? It just looked phenomenal, and the storyline, you get deeper and deeper and deeper, and you get to a point where you're actually sucked into it, and you're kind of actually trying to trace your own steps back because you're trying to figure out where they are. And then that ending, you get to that ending and you just think, well, is he? Isn't he? Is he? Is he dreaming? Is he still dreaming? Which level is he in? But then you start reciting it and you're kind of left just baffled, and you're kind of like, what would you consider putting that reference in? What reference? I'm lost, Sam. Sorry, mate. But that film is just insane. It really, really is. But guys, that's me done for the evening. Are there anyone wanting to have any rides quickly before I tie up for the day? My apologies, we didn't get much building done, but there was a big benefit to getting 20,000 guests in the park, and that was to make sure there was no glitching, no covering, no path covering. Look above. I'm lost. I'm lost to what you mean, Sam. I do apologise. So you can see now that that's now starting to come through. So you can imagine that, you know, how this looks, that's going to look as well. And I think now at this path level here, just having this bit done just looks amazing. So we did get quite a bit done this evening. So there we go, guys. Just trying to think what I can leave you with. We haven't done for a while. Above, Ryan Reynolds is amazing. A small Back to the Future reference would fit perfectly on this ride. Oh, sorry. Which one? Oh, this? No, this is Big Thunder from Disney, mate. This is a Disney ride. If that's what you mean. I get it. I get your reference though. Sorry, I totally missed that. I was chatting away. What if you had a small sign at the boarded up tunnel before the lift hill with the initials Lloyd? I get your idea, dude. Safe drive home, Phantom, and you two stay safe, yeah? Keep well. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining the stream, and genuinely we had over 10 people watching pretty much the whole stream, so it's in the last 20 minutes or so that it's dropped down, so I really do appreciate it. Welcome to all the new subscribers as well. We've gone up about 20 the last week and a half, so thank you very much for joining. I hope you're enjoying the park coming together. There is going to be a POV going live at 6 PM UK time tomorrow, which basically, I'm not going to say anything. You can watch it, guys. But if you could give it a like, that'd be much appreciated, because the more likes the video gets, the more impressions they get, and the more views they get. And ultimately, you guys want your mugs and your t-shirts. Do you know what would be amazing? Yeah, is if you all joined my Facebook group, and if that ever did get to that point where that did happen, that if you went to a theme park and you were wearing a Thunderland or Ride t-shirt, that would just be insane to see a picture of someone with that in front of the castle, guys. You genuinely are amazing. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. And there'll be many more builds to come, many more streams to come, and loads more soppy messages like that for you. So appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a lovely morning, day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Sleep and drive home, Phantom. All right. Scarlett, stay safe. Anyone else in the States and Canada, please stay safe, guys. Speak to you all very soon. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.